Look at me.
That the audience claps on there? No, I'm talking about the applause.
I say his name. The round of applause.
Round of applause.
That's an effect on it?
Yeah.
That's
Cool. Got the horns on there and shit.
Oh.
You can like substitute sounds on there too, like load sounds up.
Yeah, no, you need to put a Raul laugh.
Put that Scott drop for DJ Raul the Fool.
See, I can't hear it, but it's playing right now.
What the audience?
Yeah. Play it again.
Oh, that is dope.
That shit tough, man. Put that shit in there. Put it in.
Wow.
Like SpongeBob said.
Episode 161. Right.
SpongeBob said put it in.
Wow.
Fuck.
All right. Let me know when you're ready.
Set up properly, Tari, as far as like visually in the camera. I didn't know if I moved my chair though.
Yeah, I'm good.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Beats and Chill podcast, episode 161. I'm your host, Hometown. Of course, to my left, I got Raul, got Jazz in the building. We got Tyree behind the cam, we got Ace on the board, Scott in the building, Lauren in the building.
Yay.
And of course, you can see we have a special guest, Gats, on the building. Make some noise for Gats. Been in the building one time with us. We are here today doing our album review, album breakdown segment for Life on Film, created by, of course, Gats. So we kind of had a formula that we wanted to start doing with our album reviews. I didn't really bring it or write it down.
Definitely didn't.
I have it on the phone, but I didn't put it on the board. But we want to get into the facts of the album. Like, what are some key facts on the album as far as like how many tracks, features, when was it released? When was it released? August 14th?
August 14th, yeah.
Released August 14th, one day after 813 Day.
Actually, technically speaking, where I was at on the West Coast, it did release.
It did release.
On 813 Day.
It did.
Yeah, I would have actually put it out on 813 Day, but every single release, we released it on Thursdays. And we did Thursdays. I did Thursdays specifically because it's like going to the movies. Like if a movie comes out on Friday, you can go and get that preview watch on Thursdays. And because it was so cinema related, I wanted all the release dates to be on Thursdays.
Gotcha.
On a creative outlook, and then on a business outlook, marketing wise, I'm avoiding all the big Friday drops so I can at least get the conversation started for myself that Thursday going into the Friday.
Right.
So yeah, that's how that worked out.
How many tracks? How many tracks on the album?
We got 12 tracks.
12 tracks. Let's start naming out the features. We have
Sherelle.
shout out Sherelle.
Ten Riley.
He's on there twice, right?
He's technically on the album version once, but you know,
Okay.
we've done 2 songs together though.
Got you.
Reason.
Reason, shout out to Reason.
Yes, sir.
Chase the Money. Was that really a feature or he just did the beat?
He did the beat, but every single time Chase and me do a song, it's always a
Special guest appearance.
Yeah, special.
I feel that. Jordan Patrick and Deontay Hitchcock.
Okay.
Jordan Patrick again, obviously, because that's family. And then YGTUT.
YG Tut.
YGTUT. I was like, who is YGT? But I know who that is.
For the people out there. If I say them, like, huh?
Yeah.
Adia is also on there.
Yes.
That's the last feature on track 11.
Yeah.
Okay. Who did the artwork?
The artwork was done by Miggs.
Big shout out to Miggs.
Shout out to Miggs, man. Miggs and me, we've been working together since like 2015. 2015, so like 10 years. He's been a guy that's made a lot of covers for me. A lot of the branding, really helps bring my ideas to life. And he actually did 2 covers we had like an alternate and
I was going to ask about the 2 covers because one is you looking like at the camera and the other one's you sitting in like a movie theater.
In the theater.
What's the significance between the 2 covers?
Yeah, so there's this piece at the Broad called Review. I'm not gonna butcher the artist's name, but I'll send y'all the picture and y'all could do a little placement. And I remember when I was trying to come up with the name for the album, went to the museum and I sat and I looked at that piece and I was just looking at it for like 30 minutes. Like I would like stare at it, go like walk around, and I just felt compelled to go back and I'd just be like, man. And it gave me this feeling of like, you know, you about to watch your life play back like after you die or something like that. That was kind of the thought process. And I told him the idea, I showed him the picture, I kind of drew out some things, and, you know, we put myself, my older adopted brother, my younger literal brother in the crowd with us. And then my two favorite directors. And that was the initial cover. But then I remember playing the album for some homies and it was like, yo, like we like the cover. We like the, you know, the thought process behind it, but it doesn't feel personable. Like this is a really personal album and maybe you should be on the cover somehow. So Miggs and me, we kind of threw some ideas back, and the idea of the theater being on fire and me being calm about it came up to be, which was kind of a reference to the "This Is Fine" meme, and the "House Is Burning" by Isaiah Rashad. Like those were like the kind of the things that mixed into that. So yeah, that ended up being the actual final cover.
That's cool.
That's crazy. You said something like, you just said like this is a personable album, but like what album do you have is not personable?
I'm about to say. You know what I mean? Because all them shits is hella personal.
Yeah, you know, they are. But I think that this was different in the sense of like Life on Film. I feel like I showed my whole personality. Other albums,
Just a glimpse of your personality.
there's like glimpses, but it's more so trials and tribulations that I've gone through or I'm getting over or whatever the case may be. Like I think about Robbed, and obviously that album is about losing Henry, but also about COVID. So like going through that time and going through, you know, the George Floyd protests and, you know, rights being taken away or being challenged. Like I'm commentating on all those things. It's a very serious album. And then you think about Thank You for Robin. Obviously I was plotting on leaving Tampa. So it was kind of my love letter to Tampa, saying bye, kind of like trying to leave certain things behind. But once again, it is a lot of me overcoming bullshit.
Right.
It's a very serious album. Life on Film is not necessarily that. If you know me in real life, you know I am very unserious. I'm a ridiculous person. So we was talking about it, you know, just too much. You know, like that was a real situation and it was hilarious in hindsight. It was crazy during, but like I feel like this was a thing where I could really be funny. Like there's a lot of funny moments on
These hoes ain't got no melanin. Shit, I like. No, I like this shit.
Yeah, you know, so like you're gonna see me be sure vulnerable and talking about serious stuff, but I'm also talking about some crazy shit and being funny about it. So yeah.
It does sound like you're having more fun on this album compared to your other music.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. I recorded basically 11 out of the 12 tracks with Scott, whether if he was at my crib or I was at his crib. The only song I recorded on my own was Cheapskate. And yeah, it was a lot of laughs. Some serious stuff on the album, sure, but I did have a really good time making it.
Speaking of, like, you recording them songs with Scott C, like, I think it was like, wow, like right after the album release or right before the album release, you started like showing some of the sessions that you all had, which is super cool. But talk to me more about the session where you was like, I'm sick, and you was literally rapping, laying down, and you had like the mic in front of you. Like, what made you still want to rap while you was feeling like that instead of just saying like, Scott, well, let me just come back another day?
So Scott, my relationship with Scott, obviously, we've known each other for over a decade now, and like I trust this man with my life. So in that sense, when we're making music together, I feel really comfortable taking direction or taking any type of coaching. Like, there's not a lot of people that I admittedly listen to. Like, Scott and Jordan is basically it.
Yeah.
And then there's other people, you know, like I've been in sessions with, you know, Alex from Grand Bay. Shout out my dog, John Wade Turner. If you don't know who that is, look up John Wade. Joshua Cruz, going by Saint Rene. Like, when I'm in the studio with him, like, we throw ideas back and forth. Like, there's certain people that I can be cool with, and have conversations, but like Scott and Jordan, I feel very comfortable with. So when we were recording Wants and Needs, I was trying to get that verse for a minute and I couldn't get it. And then we moved on to something else. And that day, we was talking about tone as far as like how I wanted my voice to be. And I was like, man, I think I got the tone. I feel like I nailed it. And I got it, but I wasn't feeling well. So I was like, hey, man, you know, like,
you must have been feeling like shit. You was laying down. It wasn't like a, all right, run it back. Like, you was literally full horizontal with the mic in front of you. So, like, you must have felt like pure literal shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, what made you not want to just like, all right, man, it's another day? Because I know that probably affects how it, when you're rapping, how it affects, like, going into the mic.
But like, I think it sounded perfect because like I was like rapping it to myself, like sitting on the couch, and I'm like, no, like I think I can get it today. And like, you don't want to let those moments slip by. Like,
I feel that.
I would have much rather have attempted the take and then it still not have been the take than it be a take not taken. So you know, sat down and like I didn't show when I actually did finally get it later on that day, but like, yeah, like you just gotta, you know, you gotta have at bats, man. So
I want to ask too, like, what number is this in your discography?
it depends on how you count it.
Well, how do you count?
Kind of with everything.
I mean, if we're just talking about like projects that I've put out in any capacity, this is like with instrumental albums and EPs and all that concluded, it's like 18, 19. But if we're like talking about like the projects that I'm like, yo, these are on DSPs, these are like, this is the catalog. We're not doing rarities or anything of that nature. This is 10. This is 10.
Yeah.
It's a lot of music. A whole lot of music.
Yeah.
I be forgetting how many albums he got for.
And that's why I'm like, yo, like, why are y'all testing my catalog? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
About to get spicy.
Oh my god.
So I do. So with that being said, like now that we've kind of gone over some of the facts, this next part is where we usually kind of go in talking about like what expectations we had before listening to the album. So I'll start with myself, seeing that I was privy to a little bit more of hearing some of the album in this development stages.
You didn't listen to it that much.
I didn't listen to that much. I had access.
You did have access.
I had access to listen to the album, and I will say that like I remember seeing you posting like some of the features. So like I was just kind of like, man, you know, you've always had features on your album before, and a lot of times it's kind of like the features there's some kind of history there because of we from the same city and stuff like that. So when I was seeing these names of artists that like I've been paying attention to, like a Ben Riley or a Deontay Hitchcock, like I'm like, man, are they going to be able to? Is this going to feel cohesive enough with these features? Who now it seems like you're getting into more of industry connections, like even if these people you may have relationships with, these aren't people that are from the same background or from the same city. Whereas like, oh yeah, man, me and Gas worked together before, like you and Scott, or even myself, or you know what I'm saying, other Florida acts you may have worked with, like even Sherelle, you know what I'm saying? So I had an expectation of like almost kind of like a worry, like I hope this just doesn't sound like like
they just sent the verse in, you just put it there. It didn't really sound,
you know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna hold you. I was worried about that same shit too.
My expectation was just kind of like, man, I hope the cohesiveness and the flow of this goes well, and the story, or if there's a story that you're trying to tell, I wonder how they help this project with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like, okay, all right. I'm more so looking. I'm like, I feel like I know what Gas is going to deliver, even though I feel like you do get increasingly better each release. I was like, okay, I'm waiting to see how this connection is on the album. Like, does this feel how authentic does it feel hearing you and Ben Riley versus hearing you and Scott? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was kind of like one of the expectations I kind of had going into the album. Anybody else?
I'm kind of like when he did Rock the Park, because we set up and then we had to like wait. So he was like, "Hey, I got these tracks, some shit I'm working on. It's gonna be on the album." So I was already kind of biased. I was just ready to hear the shit. But he didn't have any features on it or whatnot. But I just liked the direct sonically. It just sounded so good. And we was playing it in the car. You know, car test is like a good test. So sonically, it just sounded so good. So I just couldn't wait till it came out. And yeah, man. So I was excited for it. And I'd be like, hey, man, how long is it gonna take? You know what I'm saying? But then again, this nigga's on like this label shit now, so it's not really just him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was another thing too. Like, all right, I'm trying to see like, okay, what other factors that are invested into this? How are they going to push this? How are they going to work with Gats with his formula of releases already?
Yeah.
How are they going to add to that? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I going to annoyingly see this nigga in like sponsored posts and shit and be like, oh man, they really, they're really,
I don't.
You didn't even have to, man.
They're
Because
really
he was,
pushing this guy
He was
right now.
promoting himself so much, especially when like Stuntman dropped.
Yeah.
And I would just see Stuntman like so many times on my timeline, whether he posted it, whether it's a repost.
with the backdrop, with the
back-
white poles and
yeah,
shit.
with the white poles.
Nigga walking this way, rapping. Nigga walking this way, rapping. Nigga walking back this way, rapping with words.
But with words.
So that shit was good, you know what I'm saying? It did what it had to do or
Hey
whatever.
man, I couldn't get the PDQ sponsorship. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, it's just sonically, it just sounded really good, and I'm just glad it held that when it released. I will say though, all due respect to Ben Riley, you could have did that song yourself.
Really? Yeah.
You
I like
coulda
that
did.
song.
I like that song. It's good, but I don't. You could have. Your
You like-
verse.
you like his
if I'm
verse?
gonna compare the verses, I would have just rather took another Gats verse.
The Ready song, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Ready joint.
Okay.
But it's good. Not to say he took away from it, but I was like, well, I guess could have just dropped 2 verses on.
That's fair. That's fair. You know,
This is respect to you, not no shit to him, but it's more so respect.
that's fair. And you know,
I've been trying to book that nigga, bro. Like, come on, bro.
He nice.
Shit.
you know, it is one of those things too where I don't want to take away from you if you had any expectations.
Oh, I'm glad you gave me.
Yeah, because yes, go first before I answer this. Before I answer this.
Listen, y'all be talking, okay? Y'all
It's a
do.
podcast.
I'm a yapper. I get it.
Shut up, Tyree. But my expectations were to see if your music had changed. If you changed from being in Tampa and going to LA, like, would it change how you made music? That was one of my concerns. But you did it. I like the album a lot because we had fun on it. Most of the music, I don't feel like you have that much fun. But this one was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I'm gonna answer all
Everybody.
these. Yeah. You know, as far as starting with Hometown, the features I wanted because I had to show niggas that I was better than niggas.
Okay.
Like, and these are people for, you know, in most situations to where like I already had some type of rapport with at the very least. Reason was probably the person that I had the least amount of rapport with. But
That's crazy because he seemed the most active.
Yeah, he seemed, yeah.
But like when we got together, shout out to my dog Sam Illy.
Oh yeah, shout out to Sam.
It was really crazy how this happened. So Scott had put Sam and me together. He was like, yo, like y'all really should work together, this, that, and third, get to know each other. Because we was always kind of floating in the same orbit, but just never, shook up or whatever. So we start chatting. He sends me some beats. He sends me this one joint and it's crazy. So I went to the crib. I recorded a demo to it. I sent it back the next day. The joint called I Lied. It still may come out because it's tough, but we'll see. And it was actually like when I was sequencing the album, there's a bar on there talking about jumping off a roof. And like it was supposed to be the song that leads into Stuntman on the album originally. Mm-hmm. So I remember sending it to him and he's like, oh yeah, this beat, like, you killed this, whatever, da, 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 da. He asked me, he's like, yo, are you trying to work with anybody while you're out there in LA? And I gave him a list. I was like, there's some people that I have like some kind of connection with, but I'm trying to get up with Gibbs. I'm trying to get up with Isaiah. I'm trying to get with Tut. I'm trying to get with Reason. And he was like, oh, that's crazy. I sent the beat that I just sent you to Reason and he passed on it. And I was like, oh, word, that's wild. It's wild coinkydink. And he was like, hold up. 30 minutes passed. And I get put in a group chat. Sam, myself, LA number. And he's like, yo, Reeves is gas, blah, 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 blah. And Reeves was like, yo, like, this man just put me onto your music. You're real dope. Let's make something happen. So we chatted. Cool. And Sam had put in instrumental in the group chat called Movie. And that's actually how I really started leaning towards the Life on Film album title. That plus the review picture, it all kind of like lended itself. And that day that we had that conversation was the day that O.J. Simpson died. And I wrote the White Bronco verse that day. Recorded it, sent it back. Reeves was like, yo, I really, really fuck with this concept. Like, yo, I got you. Blah, 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 blah. And he sent a verse back like a week later. And yeah, I remember I had to come down here and like re-record it with Scott like ASAP so I can get like a good take of it and everything like that. But everybody that I worked with, I was able to have a conversation and be able to provide background on why the song was the way that it was and what I was aiming for and what I meant by it and all that. Me and Tut, Zay and I have had a relationship, and that led to me and Tut having a relationship. And I was able to meet up with him over at the Roxy. He did a show like 2 years ago, and we've been cool ever since. And then we did another show in Fort Myers last year. So we've always been able to build rapport with each other that way. So verse was stellar. Like, so all these people, I had some type of rapport and they understood the assignment when it came to doing the songs themselves. I knew that there was going to definitely be some type of hesitation listenership wise, because you're right. I have always worked with people that I've been super, super close with. But I've had these relationships and I've had these bonds and connections with people that I don't always show my hand. But if you go and look for it, it's like, it's there in your face. Yeah. So I really had to show like there's levels. I got really tired of some of the people I was getting compared to around me here. And I was like, no, there's a difference. And not trying to be, super egotistical or into myself, but there's a clear difference, and it needs to be seen as such. So yeah. I
mean, it makes sense. I mean, what better time to kind of show those relationships when you like under Rock Nation? It's like, all right, I'm under Rock Nation. Bam, let's go. So it worked perfectly.
Yeah. And then, to your extent, I think sometimes when it comes to like features, especially I was a little concerned about certain things, right? Because on one hand, I could have did this album and it could have just been all Gats verses.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely songs to where like WDMT, I have a version of that where it's just me. It's me for 2 verses. And I remember talking to Colin, our manager, and he was like, this song needs some femininity. Like it needs something. I was like, you know what? You're right. It needs some balance, whatever. I remember I hit up Sherelle because when I made the beat, I made another beat that same day with WDMT called Falcon Punch, and Sherelle has it. Like it's for a project that her and I are doing where I'm just producing and she's rapping. And I was like, man, I really hear you on this. Can you just like do dubs on my hook? And she did it, and I remember hearing her voice, and I was like, nah, I need a verse. I need a verse. And she was happy. She was like, yeah, I definitely want to get on that joint. But I'm sure there's probably somebody like I'll go and perform it and only do 1 verse. And I'm sure there's somebody out there that's going to be like, damn, I wish there was a second verse to that. It just is what it is. Yeah. But Ready, like I thought that it was really rappy for me and real, like, and it's cool, but I wanted to have that other vocal texture that wasn't just me in order to liven it up. And I'm sure there's other people that share the same sentiment as you do, but there's other people that are like, yeah, nah, like I like that it was, you know, that there was 3 verses on there, you know? So
did you feel a lot of pressure, like you said, with showing your hand for this album? Or do you feel like, all right, if I'm going to show my hand and show these relationships and show and take advantage of this moment, it has to be this album? Or did you not feel any pressure like that at all?
Not necessarily. I mean,
like, was this album something that you felt like, okay, I got to pull all the stops out on as much as possible?
No. To Jazz's point, I feel like this album was the album that I had to show myself.
Okay.
So this album is really Southern, and I don't think people were prepared for that.
Because when you say people, are you? So when you say Southern, right? Are you saying like amongst the people like you are working alongside with in like LA? You're like, yo, I don't think they realize this is like Southern, or are you like
landscape or rap type stuff?
Yeah,
I'm more so like landscape, regionality, and just people here in Tampa. I've always, to Jazz's point, my music's not always fun. It's never necessarily been that, and I really probably haven't had a fun album since probably Starship.
Since I had a fun day since I was
12. You know, you look at Rob, and it's like the biggest song on there is Moonlight. You know, like the song is fucking depressing. You know,
but you had songs that I felt like were compared to that lighthearted that could be fun, like Nelly. You know what I'm saying?
Nelly is.
Nelly was like it's about like, you know,
one
just
in a bunch.
Yeah, but it's one in a bunch. You know, where, you know, and then on top of that, the music that I've always done sonically has always been alternative. It's always been experimental. I've never been the person that wanted to do what everybody else was doing. I just like doing shit I like. So like Moonlight is this chopped up jazz sample, and you know, you have Human, which is has an 808, but that's a really kind of weird, sparse piano beat. Like I've always done sonically some different things. Even Haunted, I remember, you know, reading the Beats and Chill review of Thank You for Robin that never came out. And
that was TJ.
And
oh man, what a time.
And about like how Haunted like was like being kind of skewed because like, oh, he was having fun in this on this first, you know, dancey vibey track, and then he switched to this like trappy out, like it was it was crazy. And it was like
I had that whole my pussy bitch. Wow. My pussy bitch, remember that?
Yeah, you know. It's not.
What?
It was crazy. So like, none of those things sound inherently Southern. Is like to the point.
Right.
Like, I've never really.
Don't have that bounce.
It don't have that bounce. It has a bounce, but
a
it's
different type-
it's a
different
different.
type of
It's a whole different thing. So for me, I knew that this was going to be a project that a lot of people were going to hear, and I knew that it was going to be exposed in a different way. And I was like, this is what I really am. Like, these are the things that I like to do, and I try to push myself on these other albums. I try to like push the envelope, but at the end of the day, you come to my crib and we're sitting down playing video games. What am I listening to? Like a real deal, not like, oh yeah, of course I like these bands, and of course I'm gonna go and listen to Unknown Mortal Orchestra, and I like listening to Dijon on drives back home. But like when I'm in my crib, what I'm listening to Future. I'm listening to like Rich Boy and them Franchise Boys, like and D4L, which if y'all look, y'all see sometimes I'll make songs that have names that reference those things. So DNWT, like, it references White Tee. Stuntman references Stuntman from D4L, Rich Boy. It's literally right there.
Yeah.
Like, so this is me. This is the album that Henry and me would have listened to on I-75. Like that's the goal.
That. I can respect that a lot.
What do you think is the what do you think is the biggest misconception when it comes to like your music that you think that you get from like maybe people may have like said to you or discussed with you?
That I'm like chronically depressed.
Okay.
Nah, I just be
I'm not chronically depressed. I'm just depressed.
A little sad.
Just a little bit.
Nah, I just work out my feelings, and then like,
Right.
and then I just put it in the music on a regular day. Like, I'm a goofball.
No.
Like, I like being silly. I like watching movies. I like going on like.
Somebody's like, man, this nigga lying.
I seen clips. I seen clips of your streaming. Yeah.
There's a whole folder in my phone of just me being a dumbass. Lauren will tell you. I remember one night after movies, I went to McDonald's. I'm trying to get like some salty fries. I'm obliterated at this point. It's like 1:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out of here, bruh. A car accident happens. This dwarf.
It's
Little person.
This little person runs out of the car, right? So they run out of the car to try to keep taking pictures of the car accident.
Was there background music when they ran out of the car? Sorry about that.
Dog, this girl was running and she wasn't going anywhere. She was.
It was all torso movements.
Torso, hands, the legs was just not going.
Oh my
It
God.
was too heavy.
I sat Lauren, I'm like, girl, this girl was running. She didn't go nowhere. And then she ran past me this way, right? So I'm like telling Lauren a story. Oh my goodness, I hear this girl running back behind me. So I hear. So I try to change the camera to show it. And like you just see her just full speed, Sonic but she's going like
Half a mile an hour.
dog. What? She was not covering no ground. That is me 24/7. I'm just looking for the funny
Was
moments
the
in
accident
life.
involving you?
No,
Oh.
I had the salty fries. I was literally eating fries on my way home. I was just trying to get back to the crib.
Yeah, you saw two toy cars running to each other. That's strange.
Oh my goodness.
In the music.
But at the same time, just life is difficult sometimes. And like,
Oh, yeah.
I got health issues. I done seen some things. I done been in some things that didn't happen. But I think sometimes in the past, I just haven't shown the full spectrum of the personality, so everybody thinks it's all doom and gloom with me, and it really isn't. And I remember being on label meetings, and they're like, "You have to show your personality," and I'm like, "Stupid."
This is stupid.
Shout out to Desi. I love you, Desi. Don't get mad at me. So yeah, now every now and then you'll see me go on Instagram. This is my personality post, and it's like me like running through the grass or something like that. Cause like I swear it's not
through the grass or something.
I love a good frolic.
You ain't telling no nigga to frolic. I can tell you that right fucking
I
now.
love me some good grass. You know?
frolic.
So yeah, you know, they're like, "Don't you be going to those wrestling shows? Why can't you show that?" I'm like, bro, like,
Cause you watching the wrestling shit. You ain't there to fucking show it. But there's people that don't understand.
so it's like, okay, I get it though. But I remember after that meeting, I went through my Instagram, and it's just like music posts, and it's just like all these, like all the songs. If all the songs is depressing, or then like niggas gonna think you depressed, and it's like, bro, I'm really just in my crib, like dancing to Kendrick edits, you know, like smoking weed.
Yeah.
Life is not that bad. So that's I think the most common misconception.
Okay. Well, I want to get into the next segment where we talk about some of our favorite tracks
Yeah.
for the albums. So, anybody want to pop off favorite tracks?
Just Too Much. Just Too Much is a fucking. Can I explain what the song is going on?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. So apparently, Gats went to this went to a party. We just say it was very upscale California type party.
It was gay.
Wow.
Whoa.
No,
Whoa.
Sheesh.
California.
Even Raul didn't say that.
Whoa.
All right.
so there were hoes with no melanin, and also sniffing on that skeleton. If you break up a skeleton, you already know what kind of white powder you finna get.
Wow.
So apparently a bunch of shit was going on that he was not,
Accustomed to.
he didn't think was gonna be happening because he was just there to party. But you know, when certain people say they want to party,
I was there to smoke weed. Let's get it right. I was told that, hey, let's pull up, da 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 da. Like, can you,
Sprinkle a little bit of coconut weed.
it wasn't coke. That's the problem. That's when I was like, oh,
So they wasn't doing coke.
what they was on?
And that Flocka.
I must have been listening to the song
Angel
incorrectly.
dust.
This angel just home.
they was on that Matthew Perry. Like I was like, oh no. Yeah, let me take my black ass home.
So I know it sounds crazy, but you know,
But then I turned it into a dance
he
song.
made it into an insane dance song with a dance
That's the
break.
song you performed at Tampa Beat Weekend?
I did.
Yeah, that shit is.
As soon as that came on, y'all saw me in the background, shoulders was moving.
Yeah, I did see you.
Because that song is, and I like that song for one because of the beat, the rhythm, the shit is funny, and I haven't heard a rap song with a legit dance break in ages. So you literally said, "Let's get a dance break," and then the fucking beat goes off, and that shit was cool.
Yeah.
I like
That's my favorite song.
WDMT with Sherelle because the feminine aspect is actually very perfect. Like, I liked how it all balanced out for real.
Yeah, and I definitely always want to make sure, like, I think that was something else too. Sometimes I would just be like too stubborn or just too eager to get work done. So a lot of times, like, you get these projects from me and there's not a lot of collaborators on it. It's just like me or, you know, me and Scott or me and Derek, you know, the homies, because like they are around me and I go, oh yeah, I hear you on this. Come on, you jump on this, whatever, you know. But I've always had intentions to have Sherelle on the album. There's actually a Chuck English beat that Sherelle and me are on, called Rick James. It's in my Untitled app right now. That was supposed to be on the album, but it ended up sonically just not fitting. The song is hard, but it just sonically didn't fit. So WDNT was literally the last song we made for the album. Oh, wow. And Sherelle was always on my mind as I was making the beat. Like, it was always there. And when I played my demo for Colin and he said that, I was like, okay, you just confirmed my intuition. Let me jump on the phone. But yeah, I had a lot of fun making that beat. You know, it has elements of like some of my favorite beats of all time. Like, I wanted the kind of like the grandeur of like, we gonna make it. But I wanted it to have the bounce of like throw some D's, and then like I have the little the clicker from Dem Boys.
The Wiz Khalifa, them boys? Or the Boys in the Hood? Them
Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
Looking a little short, so bring it back. Yeah, like I like threw that in there. Like,
See, that's very Southern. That whole combination is very Southern.
Yeah, you know.
I love that.
So yeah, that's one of my
Talking
favorites.
about a lot of songs that didn't make it. So is there a deluxe on the horizon?
There is an alternate ending version that's coming.
That's cool.
There's this song. Well, originally the album intro at one point in time was Pennywise, because it had that long intro. Like, it was supposed to be the introduction, like the reintroduction of me.
Yeah.
And I've had some mental gymnastics with Pennywise and how it's been presented and things of that nature. So I'm kind of like, but in a perfect world, I might recut it where like Pennywise is the intro and like What You Want moves to being like an interlude, like or like a intermission in the middle of the album. But the ending song was supposed to be the song called Big Bang Theory with Tom G. And it's a 7-minute song where I just rap for 7 minutes.
That's cool.
And the beat changes, and I basically break down like pivotal years leading up to getting to this album.
Heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. A director's cut is on the way. A director's cut is on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to clean that song up. There were just certain things on there that I wanted to fix. There's certain things that I said on there too that I didn't want to like inadvertently involve Tom G on, so he had to make some changes. Because I got respect for Tom.
Niggas be here with a burnt face, like, come on, guys.
Pray for Tom G.
One of my favorite songs
Tom G, man.
is Don't Bark.
Yeah.
I remember that's one of the songs I've heard early stages of, just from the beat and everything.
Yeah.
I really love Don't Bark. I think just something about when you and Jordan kind of work together. I feel like Jordan knows how to get his kind of like his hard hitter type production with you. I think he knows a good pocket for you when it comes to that style of production.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned that, because, you know, like, respect to Rocky. I love what he's doing with Rocky, and like, that's cool. Like, I like their synergy. But outside of that,
I'm the best nigga to work with Jordan.
I like what I do with Jordan, and like, I think what other people that he's produced for, like, he is able to go certain places and do like certain musical things with them, and it's great. But like, when Jordan and me get together, I feel like Jordan gets to be mean.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the Pusha T to his Pharrell in that aspect. Like Pharrell's doing all this stuff, and he's like, all this, everything he's producing for other people, like, it's crazy. But there's a different thing that Pharrell goes to. And so I'm not saying that like I'm his best collaborator, but I am saying like what me and him have when we work together is a very special thing. It's a very like,
if y'all want to hear top tier Jordan Gatz music, listen to Chatter.
Bruh.
Chatter's cool, yeah.
Chatter's like a top 5 Gat song for me.
Yeah.
Like I remember when we made that, I was sitting on his couch and he's like going through like loops or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And normally I don't direct the sessions. I'll just be like, he'll tell me like, yo, you're rapping on this. And I'll be like, all right, cool.